the camera. Give it off. Give it off. Down. Give it.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Defending Your Movie. This time we're talking about a little movie called May. I'm not defending this movie because it's unliked, but because it's mostly unknown. And not a lot of people, even horror movie fans, have actually seen May. But it has one of the best cold opens of any horror movie that you will ever see. Go and take a look. So if that entices you to watch any more of May, you should definitely try and pick it up on Netflix or something like that. It's about a shy young woman who has kind of a lifelong problem making friends, partially due to that lazy eye situation that she has going on. And partially also due to an odd, distant mother who bought her a doll but never let her play with it.
I've always said, if you can't find a friend, make one.
And that advice winds up being taken a bit too literally later on in the film.
Thanks for the advice, doll.
May is actually really wonderfully played by Angela Bettis, who you've probably seen before, but you might not know her name. She often winds up being pretty striking in any role that she takes, and you might remember her from one of the season premieres of House a couple years ago when House was in the insane asylum.
Ow! Oh, you crazy bitch!
She makes a habit of playing odd characters in movies that wind up disappearing from DVD even after a year or two, but this one might be one of the oddest.
I love your hands. I think that they're beautiful.
Now, I can't really call May a great film like outsider like Max Fisher from Rushmore or Brendan from Brick, but she has a mildly self-imposed kind of exclusion. She doesn't really have any idea about social norms or talking to people or anything like that due to her weird upbringing, which is kind of sketched in earlier in the film. She just kind of wants to connect to people, but she really doesn't know how and doesn't really know how to get in touch with anybody. And the movie takes about 2/3 of its running time before any actual violence happens, really. It's about an hour just of detailing relationships and dipping into some pretty freakish vignettes. It's really rare for a horror movie to stretch out the descent into madness so thoroughly, even if the traumas that May goes through would be kind of mild to anyone but her.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I taught you how to kiss.
Who taught you how to kiss?
A lot of those traumas are related to the character played by Jeremy Sisto, who knows that May is really infatuated with him and kind of plays around with her a little bit in kind of a puppy dog way.
Oh, yeah, my girlfriend bought me this. No, I met my ex-girlfriend bought them for me.
It's kind of silly on his part, he's just kind of playing around, but eventually it does wind up backfiring in a major way.
Whoa, Jesus Christ! Man, you scared the hell out of me. What are you doing out here?
Nothing.
How long have you been standing out here?
Since about 2.
I think May is an above average horror film, mostly because of the loads of subtext that are thrown into the film's 90-minute running time. A lot of which is a little difficult to explain without going into the rather unexpected events of the last half hour. It's a kind of painful look at a weird person who is rejected by everyone she meets, even though she professes to love stuff that's weird and off-kilter, including a lesbian Anna Faris performance, and that ultimately leads to a lot of deaths. There's a knife edge between sanity and insanity that Bettis plays really well until she kind of goes 90 degrees towards insanity. Now, ultimately, May works because it manages to strike notes that a lot of horror films kind of skip around. You might see Jason getting bullied as a kid, but May goes a little further with that. It's actually a little sad in the end, and it grounds the eventual violence in believable psychological underpinnings. Now, even for someone who's not into horror like me, I found this movie really striking the first time I saw it, and who knows, you might as well. It's one of the few starring roles of Bettis's that's easy to find, actually. She's made a couple other movies like Drones that have kind of come and gone really quickly. You can't even find them on Netflix or Amazon at this point. So if you're really looking for a good starring role from somebody you might not be too familiar with, you should definitely check out May. And that is a look at May. It's not your standard serial killer horror movie, but the differences between it and the rest of the genre are what make it special to me, and hopefully you as well if you get a chance to check it out. Come back next time here on Screen.com, and we'll have another Defending Your Movie coming up soon, I'm sure.
When I left for vacation, my dog had 4 legs, okay? Then I came back, and now she only has 3. You can't just sew it back on, can you?
I could.